All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. More sparks flying, as Jeremy writes. I hear you like being called mean names like twat. I can do that, too. She wrote, ha, 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 I'll take it. All right. Rebecca, I need to know this. How do you feel about guy with big beard? Big beard guy. Is that a take it or leave it, I don't care? Or is I prefer no beard or I prefer big beard? Some have a preference. Jeremy, how do you feel about a woman who could murder you by crossing her legs on your torso? All right, this is great news for Jeremy because Rebecca says, I dig beards. Yeah. She says, honestly, no preference, though. Okay, now let me just tell you this. If she was not interested in this, just wouldn't respond. So there clearly has potential here. Think about it. This guy was once 335. Now he's 235. You could run your fingers up and down his stretch marks. Jeremy adds, as for crusher legs, it's an honorable way to go out. All right, I'm excited about this. These two might have to take this conversation to a more private setting just to get to know each other. Let me tell you this right now. If I had the ability to foresee the future and I could see that there was a future down the road between these two people, I might even come out of retirement to be the officiant for that wedding. I no longer do that. But for this reason, I would. Tophus says Ari Zane has been gone for a while. Rebecca says Ari Zane at work here. Yeah, that's right. Occasionally he shows up. When you have two people about the same age, sharing the commonality of fat and the commonality of this show, I think that means at least a look should be had. Who's with me on that? Okay. Everybody in the chat is like, that's fucking great. That would be awesome. You know what? I don't even want to know about it until you're official. Like if you go ahead and do the requisite butt sniffing, meet for coffee, whatever, hang out for a little bit. And then after a little while, there's a smoochy, sparks fly. Holy shit. Jeremy says, how do you feel about dudes who work 14 hours a day and is annoyed with 99% of people in the world? Well, that's a long day, buddy. You know what? That's honestly a feather in your cap that you've lost the weight that you've lost. Excuse me. With that level of time spent at the job. I mean, that's really great. Great suggestions coming in. Luke adds they should have a first date at the paintball or pinball tournament. Which, by the way, save the date. That is Friday, June 20. They're not even officially haven't started with their ad campaign. but I'm already talking about it. Friday, June 20th at Pinball Land in Rockford, Michigan. We're getting together for the first ever Eric Zane Show podcast Pinball Orgy. Pinball Land has rows of pinball machines, retro video games, old school fighting games, new video games. It's incredible. Here's the thing. It's a 10 p.m. start. So what I'm thinking we do is in Rockford, we meet like someplace at like 8:30 for like a bite to eat. That's a whole downtown district there. And they have an ordinance there where if you go into one of the businesses and buy a cup, you can fill it and walk down the street with booze in it and take it into like Pinball Land. So that's what we're going to do. I think we get together and we meet maybe at like the corner bar or someplace like that. A lot of people like 10 p.m. Why? Yeah, well, here's the thing. My friends at Pinball Land, one of the things I said I would do is I said, I'm going to bring people to you. Why don't you pick a dead time for you guys, and I'll bring a crowd. It'll be me and my friends from the show. And they said, do you think you can fill it at 10 p.m. on a Friday? I go, hell yes, I can. So that's what we're doing. 10 p.m. to midnight. You walk in, you pay for 2 hours. I don't know what it is, $20, and you're going to fucking play pinball with me. So we'll make a whole night of it. We'll start at like 8:30, eat, drink, be merry, finger bang. 10 p.m. we're playing pinball, more finger banging. You're out the door at midnight. Stevie says 10 p.m. That's your bedtime, easy. It was. But they just sent me this check, which means that on June 20th, that is not my bedtime. I'm starting to look for RSVPs on that. So let me know. You can let me know in the chat. I'll just write your name down. I want to get an idea about who's going there. Nick says you're going to need a pizza nap that day. Nick's going. You're in, by the way. I'm making that decision for you. Nick will be there. Bring somebody. Bring your better half. Chris says, when was the date again? That is Friday, June 20. Nick and his better half will be there. Maybe their kid, too. Or her kid. He'd love that. Man Bun Chris, you're going. Hold on. Begins with a M? Melanie? Melanie. Yeah? Melanie's going. Jeremy's 100% in. And Ant plus one. Kuipers is in. Rebecca is in. Maureen says Jeremy is the friend single. Are you trying to find a match for like your sister? Man Bun Chris says it's Mallory, god damn it. I'm so sorry. I'll see her at the Rangers game coming up on Friday and Sunday. Soccer, 2 games this weekend. I think different locations, right? Maureen's going. Linda's going. 5, 6, 7. I'm looking at already 10 people. Easy. It's the soccer games are at the football stadium for both games. I'm already coming up with facts for the Southern Indiana team. That's going to be awesome. Soccer this weekend, Friday and Sunday. Friday at 7. Sunday, I believe, at 8. Semi-professional soccer in West Michigan. Excuse me. All right, what else am I talking about today? All of this stuff that I just talked about. Maureen says, Eric, I did not say I was going. Oh, I know. I did. I said you're going. And bring your dumb husband, too. Stevie's going. And you can bring your dumb husband, too. Megan's got to go. And bring your dumb husband. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 14 now. 15. Stevie says her dumb husband will be at work. Bring the fraud bus to Rockford so Molly has a place to crash. LOL. Who's Molly? Who the fuck are you talking about? Oh, Molly from fucking Wisconsin, right? Oh, that's way far away. That she wants to know how far away it is from Green Bay to West Michigan. Oh, dude, that's like another country. I would say 10 to 12. I'm so sorry. You're right. You're better off swimming. Pooh Bear will be there. What a time it's going to be. The first ever Eric Zane Show podcast, Pinball Orgy. Maybe we can pool our money and get a ticket for Sweet Molly. We're not going to do that. North of the hard living line, there was an incident that happened during COVID. Everybody was doing meetings via Zoom back then. Well, we still do. I mean, it's incredible. I had never heard of Zoom until COVID.
Thursday, Senate Republicans used the congressional review.
Stop that. Up north of the hard living line, they were having one of their, Grand Traverse County Commission meetings. And one of the people that was involved in the meeting, Patricia McIntosh, accused one of the county officials of trying to silence her right to free speech. That guy's name is Ron Klaus. The county board held the public meetings over the video conference system. During the public comment period, that's when people come up and bitch about shit. Honestly, the only thing that the commission board members have to do during that is just sit there. And during COVID, if you remember, all those meetings turned into a shit show, whether people bitching about this or that. That's all people did with their time. Instead of actually work or do something productive, they would speak at county board meetings. This one was totally virtual. So this lady, Patricia McIntosh, is speaking. She urged the commissioners to make a statement opposing anti-government extremists a few weeks after the U.S. Capitol riot. January 6th. You know that big asshole convention? So, think about that. She all right, commissioners, I want you to comment on January 6th. That's ridiculous. I want you to say a comment. That is how it was back then. Everybody was doing shit like that. People were all pissed off. Nobody could blow off steam. Nowadays, we don't have to do that. If you want to blow off steam, you just drive down the road and tell people to fuck off. But back then, we're all, sequestered in our homes. So she's demanding a comment. So this commissioner, Ron Klaus, he goes, all right. And he leaves his camera shot. He's doing it from home, of course. And he walks back into the shot, and he's got his rifle. How great is that? That's his comment. His comment is, here's my comment. Who knows? Yeah, that's a mixed bag. Okay? If you're gonna demand that a commission make a statement, first of all, you're north of the hard living line. 99 out of 100 people up there were probably at January 6th. All these commissioners were probably traipsing through the Capitol, with Pelosi's fucking desk on their shoulder. So I don't know if it's a good idea to back these hillbillies and demand that they make a comment on January 6th. So this guy does what he's supposed to do. He goes, here's my comment. And he shows up and he's got his fucking hunting rifle. Well, that was a problem, I guess. And she sued and won. Well, she didn't win. The county said, fuck this bitch. Let's just give her $100,000 so she'll go away. That is awesome. I mean, it's awesome. I take it back. It's not awesome that they gave her $100,000. They should have fought that shit. What did you expect was going to happen? You demand the commission. Yeah, I demand you make a comment about something that has nothing to do with county business. Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. Well, anyway, he returns with a rifle. They settled the lawsuit. She said that dude was trying to silence her free speech. Insurance will cover it, I guess. Klaus is no longer a commissioner. He also apologized. Quote, while not my intent, I understand that my actions in getting my rifle could reasonably have caused you to feel uncomfortable or intimidated. And for that, I apologize. Why did you do that? This was a good story. I think that's great. People need to roll with it. I mean, that's look, he's smiling when he does it. It's not like he's pointing at her saying he's going to kill her. And she can still speak. How is that silencing her fucking free speech? Cole says it sounds like she's trying to silence his free speech. The woman has said, now after paying the legal fees, McIntosh says she might create a scholarship fund with the balance of the money. She said she would not sued. It would not have sued if Klaus said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize how stupid this was. Well, she shouldn't have been given any money. Trying to silence her right to free speech. That's not trying to silence her right to free speech. He would have won that lawsuit. Shut the fuck up. Laugh it off. I mean, this was COVID. That's what you did back then. By the way, speaking of road rage, so I've got this habit, I've talked about it, where I try to see how great I can get my mileage up without breaking the without going too slow. And Madison has this Hyundai Veloster. And it gets every damn bit as good a gas mileage as my wife's hybrid. This engine is so small. It is a 1.6 liter motor. It's like this. It's like a fucking volleyball. And, oh my God, it just so sips gas. If you hypermile it, which is what I like to do, you can get damn near 46 miles to the gallon. Not a hybrid. That's impressive. So I had the car, and I'm pulling out of Meyer. I got 6 miles to go to my house. I hit reset, and here I go. Now, there are several factors that can keep my mileage up. A, I keep it at 45 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. If I don't get any red lights, I just coast right on through. The starting and stopping hurts the mileage. I'm at my cruising speed, 45, 46. And I look in my rearview mirror, and there's a guy that is so close behind me. I can see he's mouthing all these terrible words to me. He is so goddamn pissed. And he is right on my bumper. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, for the love of God, let's hope I don't have to step on the brakes. And I'm not going to brake check him. I don't want to do that. I don't want him to hit the car. But he is furious. And I can see his mouth moving. Fuck you, fucking asshole, motherfucker, all that shit. I'm like, oh, fuck. And he can tell that I'm like turning my head to look into the rearview mirror, but I'm not doing anything. Now, right in my blind spot is another car that won't pass me. So he's trapped. I take it back. Was next to him, so he couldn't speed up and get over. He has nowhere to go, and I'm there. And he can't get over because that guy's there to his right, so he wants to move. Boy, does he want to move. Well, the other car that's slowing him down because he can't get into the right lane. There's 2 lanes. That guy like turns. So now he's got it. All he's got to do is get over. He does. He gets over. And now I just kind of glance to the window, and he is giving me the fucking finger as he drives by. And he's gone. Instantly, he's up to like 70. And so he's now ripping. And so 5-6 car lengths ahead is the next pack of traffic. And then I see his brake lights. He's now going the same speed as he was when he was behind me. Because I'm not catching him and he's not getting any further ahead. Everybody's doing the speed limit for whatever reason. And so he's right there. And so then I get to the light and it's perfect. He's there. He can't go anywhere. And I'm slowly rolling up. I'm intentionally creeping. And I just get up next to him. Now, he is looking straight forward at me. But you can tell when someone's looking at you in this spot here. Now, he didn't look over like that, but had he would have seen me like this. With this smile on my face, just looking at him like from that movie Smile. But he knows it. He can feel me looking at him. The light turns green. And he sticks his fucking finger up again. He's giving me more finger. Oh, he's gone. And he's driving like a Juke or a fucking Focus or something like that. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is fucking great. Outstanding. I had so much fun in that. God, is that awesome. Cole says, I hope you slowed down some more. I actually did. Because when I was at 46 miles an hour and he was behind me, I'm hitting cruise decreased speed by 1. Like each press is 1 mile. So I go 44 or 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. So it's gradual, but I'm definitely dropping my speed on that. Yeah, that's the way I roll. That's great fun. and not a word. Now, Pooh Bear, she gives the finger. Donut Dan says, I would have not given the straight stare. Be careful, some dick will shoot you. Chris says this wasn't even on the highway. No, I don't go that slow. I wouldn't do 45 on the freeway. No, this was on a speed limit 45 road. Baldwin. Is that it? Yeah, Baldwin. That's the one by my house. Yeah, it was on Baldwin. Two lanes going one way. Middle lane, and then 2 lanes going the other way. Did Pooh Bear honk the horn? I think so. I still think she did, but she says no. All right. Rebecca says, I'm off to get my teeth cleaned. See you kids on the Patreon. Well, that's just another way to make yourself even more beautiful. And that should be noted by our pal Jeremy. All right. How did we get to that? I don't know. Oh, I was talking about that lawsuit. What a story, though. That's ridiculous. The Attorney General from the state of Michigan, her name is Dana Nessel. Her office had to make an announcement to the public, which, as I've said many times, most people in the public are stupid. Now, you're talking about a large swath of people from the very young to the very old. And everybody knows that once you hit a certain age, you are stupid. And prior to hitting a certain age, you are stupid. It takes longer for dudes to stop being stupid. But conversely, ladies, as they age, become stupid before men. So guys, it takes longer to stop being stupid. Women, they are stop being stupid at a younger age, but then it flips. Guys, as they age, have a period of time where they're not as stupid than the women. The women get stupid before the guys do as they get old. That's a fact. It's that older set and hard living line people who are falling victim to their phone ringing, and then they pick up the phone and they say, hello? And then the voice on the other end says, hey, how are you? Rob. Yeah, hey, hi. Who is this? Hey, well, this is Kid Rock. It is? Yeah, how are you? I'm doing okay, Rob. What are you doing calling me? Well, my tour bus just ran out of gas. So I'm calling to see if you can Venmo me some money. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, well, I want to make sure that the tour bus keeps going. Where do I send it? And then they'll send money. And then, like the next day, there'll be a phone call from Snoop Dogg or Garth Brooks or former General Colin Powell. And depending if you call basically you look at a map of Michigan and 98% of it, just call any number. You've got about a 75% chance of success. And that is the new scam. So the Attorney General has had to make a warning to people about the rise of celebrity impersonation scams. Scammers are constantly coming up with elaborate schemes to steal your money. They may be posing as celebrities or public officials. Now, when you make this announcement, it really isn't going to matter. This is still going to be a successful announcement because you have to know how to read to get this information on the press release, unless if someone reads to you. Scammers are constantly doing this. If Garth Brooks calls you, it's almost certainly a scam. How embarrassing is it that we have to have the Attorney General from the state of Michigan saying if Garth Brooks calls you, it's probably a scam. There's also romance scams. We've talked about this recently where ugly individuals are being led to believe that famous people want to have relationships with them, and then they take all their money. The most impressive thing about those stories is that the victims even have money to begin with. There's also cryptocurrency scams, or what's known as pig butchering scams, which is a fake cryptocurrency or business investment. Remember like that chick who did Hawk Tua? And then she came out with her own cryptocurrency, and then everybody signed up, and she made $1 billion, and then it was worthless. It's like that. I don't have any sympathy for these people because I generally despise morons. I'm going to continue the story, but if I don't get one of my cough drops, because I haven't had one, and I have just rattled off 91 minutes of diamond level podcasting. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I got to get this fucking cough drop. It's killing me. Okay, I'm back. Instant relief. So the menthol in these numbs my throat. It's remarkable. I should buy stock in these. Is this a publicly traded company? I don't know. Imagine being like a relative, like a young relative. Like, let's say you're a 35-year-old person and mom or dad calls you and says, you won't believe it. What is it? Bill Clinton just called me. You're like, oh, God. Yeah, he needed money, so I helped him out. I don't even think that, it doesn't say here whether or not, I guess it might in the story. Here it is. Scammers use artificial intelligence and create realistic audio and video scams. The people who are doing the scams don't even need to do that. Okay? You could call any one of 98% of the population in the great state of Michigan. Pick a random number. They say hello. Hell, if I called and said, hey, this is Oprah Winfrey using like my voice, they would not know. That's how dumb the average person is north of the hard living line. So the article goes on to talk about, or the Attorney General gives all these tips about how you can keep yourself safe. Come on, guys. President Trump signed an executive order yesterday. I'm sorry. Is today Tuesday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Now, I want you folks who are enraged by Trump to try to cool your jets, or as Chris would say, cool your tits, and just listen before you decide to try to take a shit on what it is he is attempting to do. By the way, Dan writes, EZ, call your kids and tell them that you did that and see what they say. Make it better and tell them that a celebrity who was already dead called asking for cash and you sent it. That's a good idea. Excuse me, I'm writing down the idea. Call kids scammer. This is the latest executive order by Trump. The executive order caps prescription drug and pharmaceutical prices at the lowest costs offered to any other country. You know, you hear about you go to Mexico to get your insulin. My dad, he used to go to Canada, where he lives. Very short drive, you can be in Canada. And you go there and get the insulin. According to the executive order, America has notoriously paid more than other developed nations for the same drugs. But under Trump's, quote, most favored nation policy, the president is hoping to ensure that the United States will pay the same price as the nation that pays the lowest price anywhere in the world. So let's say so-and-so insulin company makes the insulin, and it's sold in Mexico the lowest, or in Canada the lowest price possible at however much a bottle. Trump, I guess, would go to whoever made that and say, it cannot be sold in the U.S. for 1 penny more than the lowest price. All right. He says our country will finally be treated fairly, and our citizens' health care costs will be reduced by numbers never even thought of before. You see, I can't stand Trump, but I also take a look at everything he does and at least read it and see if I agree. There have been plenty of things that Trump has done since he started his presidency that I have agreed with. Is he a cock? Yes. Did I vote for him? No. Do I think he's doing a good job? Undetermined. Like I've said before, he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Now, whether or not that makes you or I happy doesn't fucking matter. Healthcare costs will be reduced by large numbers. Additionally, on top of everything else, the U.S. will save trillions of dollars. All right. I don't know. I need more specifics than that. Signed it yesterday at 9 a.m. Prescription drug and pharmaceutical prices will be reduced almost immediately by 30 to 80%. They will rise throughout the world in order to equalize, and for the first time in many years, bring fairness to America. Again, I don't know how true this is. Just because he says it doesn't mean it's going to happen. The pharmaceutical industry ripped Trump's announcement, pointing the finger for high drug prices at pharmacy benefit managers and health insurance companies. They said the foreign first pricing scheme is a bad deal for American patients. Importing foreign prices will cut billions of dollars from Medicare with no guarantee that it helps patients or improves their access to medicines. It jeopardizes the hundreds of billions our member companies are planning to invest in America, making us more reliant on China for innovative medicines, said Pharma President and CEO Stephen J. Ubel. All right. The president and that guy are saying the exact opposite. So, where does that leave us? I don't believe either of those assholes. Okay? Basically, what you have there is executive order, finger pointing, blaming, and we'll see what happens. Now, from my standpoint, if I'm the average person and hypothetical person who gets medicine each month, and if I see that cost goes down, and then my life is not affected, then I'm like, that's a win for Trump. But if I'm Medicare recipient and I notice that I don't have all the entitlements that I used to have, what the fuck is going on? Then I'm like, fuck Trump. What an asshole. He took my shit. So that's basically what it boils down to for me. And I think that's what you all should think. I think we need to be less concerned about the big picture, and we need to more be concerned with just us. So quit worrying about poor people and those who are in need of this, that, and the other thing. Worry about yourself. That's all I'm telling you. Fuck the other guy. Worry about you. Tofa says some of these pharma bros need to be hung up by their balls. Rebecca says, I actually agree with Trump on this. Donut Dan says, I guarantee that pharma industry will sue him over free market issues. Those who have pharma stock need to sell fast. LOL. Tofus says it's pretty ballsy on his part to sign that order because he's going to piss off his own party. Now, when you say his own party, do you mean the Republicans or people who support Trump? Entirely different things. All right. I want you to pay attention to this video. Some guy was riding on his motorcycle in Kansas, and there was an oval-shaped smoke ring shimmering and moving through the air. I couldn't really tell you the exact size of it. Maybe you'll be able to figure it out. This is certainly some interesting video. This is taken from the dude's cell phone. He's a hilljack riding his motorcycle. He saw this in the air and shot this video.
So, can somebody tell me what the heck is this? And I'm not using no app. I am on County Road 2 in between State Avenue and K32.
Those are both hard living lines.
And I have never seen anything like that in my life. And it appears that little black stuff is falling down the center of it. That is just weird. And then just to let you all know, I'm not kidding here. This is real. Sorry, that's my phone doing that because it's a piece of crap Motorola. But just so you can see.
Okay, there you go. This is the guy who's shooting it. He can't believe it. Caution, does not play well with others on his motorcycle. See, he's got the vest going with no shirt on underneath it. Caution, does not play well with others is one patch. The other one is go ahead, act stupidly. Or go ahead, act stupid. This is the face of a hard living line biker guy, age 19.
It's me, and I'm live, and it's starting to dissipate.
Oh, it is.
Look at that. Tell me that is not freaking weird. I have no idea. I've been recording it. It was
There's a local lady who's coming up. He's probably going to molest her.
dark black circle, and now it's dissipating. I mean, it looks like somebody blew a big old smoke ring.
It looks like it's smoke. My first thought back at a distance was, is it a congregation of birds?
Yeah.
Okay, so the idiot woman says it's a congregation of birds. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but then because it looked like everything was falling through the center, but now it's just like totally dissipating. But I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. I had to pull over and record it.
You know, that's a hard living line reaction to.
Over recorded.
That's a great laugh. That sounds like Kelly Cheese.
Hey, just so everybody knows, I'm legit. Somebody pulled over and talked to me. I'm not talking to myself.
The local news team reached out and said, "Can we have your permission to use this?" And then Frankie here wrote, "Hell yeah." Laura says, "I think it's bugs. Could be birds. It's not birds. Birds don't fly in a circle, you dumb fuck. Birds or bugs." It's ridiculous. AccuWeather website said, what could this have been? A rare, but typically this is a man-made event. While no one has the definitive answer, smoke rings have turned out to be man-made. Causes are from a pyrotechnic effect called dragon's breath to a fireworks test. A video from Burning Man showed a homemade trash can smoke ring machine. One time, an electrical transformer blew in Chicago, creating a smoke ring. Nature can do it too. But these are from volcanoes emitting gases. All right, I think the pyrotechnic effect called Dragon's Breath might be where my vote goes. Like, it wouldn't have surprised me had it been daylight in the when the station nightclub fire, wherever that was in the Northeast, went down. That above it there was, smoke rings like this as all the people burned. Tophus with a suggestion, Stargate. Rich says aliens. I know this. It's sparked a conversation. I think we can rule out birds, bugs, or aliens, though. That is something to do with smoke. But you're better off suggesting something ridiculous, because that's what people love to do, is make ridiculous claims about things. Thank you, as always, to the sponsors that keep this show humming along. Frank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. If you need more information about getting insurance on the marketplace, you go to buyinsurancehere.com. That is a form that you fill out, which basically you're making an appointment to talk with Frank about healthcare.gov or perhaps Medicare planning, Social Security. If you've got concerns about Medicare not being funded, Frank is the guy to talk with about that. He can also get you into a life insurance policy. People who usually utilize healthcare.gov are people in between jobs, People who own their own business, or perhaps their boss does not offer insurance. To set up your appointment, go to buyinsurancehere.com. Buy now, refinance later with the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. That's 231-332-6505. If you're thinking about buying your home, get the mortgage. Get pre-approved today from anywhere in the U.S. Mario has been a partner of mine for many, many years. We've had countless audience members be taken care of by Mario. All I'm asking is that you include him in your conversation. All right. Show notes. Thursday. It is another Big Fraud Thursday. Ben and I will have a 6 p.m. start Eastern Time for Who Are These Free Beers, show number 55. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Ben may be reviewing a segment from yesterday that our heroes covered. And it was catchphrases that your mom used to say. Okay. I don't really have to say anything more about that. It's a 17-minute segment. Let us know the catchphrase that your mom used to say. I heard it, and I said to Ben, if you want something to review, this is one of those long-form bits that you can sink your teeth into about how much of a ridiculous time suck this was. After the Who Are These Free Beers show, we'll be busting out another edition of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Maybe a love connection. For now, though, that is my time, folks. I want you to have a great rest of your day. I'll be doing the Patreon show. Today's Asshole of the Day. I didn't really have to rewrite it. I just had to kind of like make it a little darker. It is, again, the Segment 18 Facebook group. They continue to bully me and attack me and forcing my hand to have to waste my time talking to those miscreants. In a lot of ways, though, I am appreciative because I think some of my best shows is when I tell you about how much of a victim I am. We all know that. Everybody continues to knock Easy down, but all he does is gets up and continues to crush. Thank you, as always, for your time and being part of the show. I will talk to you later.